Hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Chris and I do a daily vlog here on YouTube. Every single day I've set myself the challenge of doing one for 1,000 days for the next, I think I've got another 920 odd left. So welcome along. Thank you so much for following. If you're not subscribed, a subscribe would be absolutely incredible. Thank you. And today I guess somebody reached out to me and they said, how about you do a video about bullying, and especially in the workplace. Now, I know we've heard about it a lot at schools, and kids have been bullied at schools, and that's a terrible thing, really. You know, why we just can't let people live and be themselves. And yeah, it's a tall order, isn't it, when you really dread going to school. But this particular person reached out and they said, Chris, I'm experiencing it at work. Thankfully, nothing to do with my work or where I am, because everybody where I am, we tend to treat each other with dignity and respect and fairness, and that's great. But it's not in every workplace, is it? So they basically said to me that they're experiencing bullying in the workplace. And yeah, when you've got, I guess, co-workers who really are just being awful to you and trying to impose their will on you, and get you to do things that you wouldn't necessarily do, it can have an impact. And I just feel that, you know, you should come to work to earn money. You shouldn't feel stressed about going to work, and you shouldn't really feel bad about being pushed into something. It's just not fair, is it? It really isn't. And I mean, there's the hatred of your workplace then, isn't there? You really hate going to work because it's just not great, and you just feel horrible about your co-workers, you know. And then you think to yourself, I've got to look for another job because I just don't want to carry on working in that environment. And when you've got an environment that's just not conducive to you being there, irrespective of the money, you've got to get out, especially if you don't see it changing. But the kind of behaviours that people can exert on you, I mean, it can be name calling, it can be misplacing your stuff at work, putting it somewhere else. It can mean you feeling badgered, not being part of the team even. It can convey itself in many different ways. And why people do this is maybe, you know, if you're new to this job role that you're in, it may be that they see you as being an outsider, and always you will be an outsider. But the allegiances that go on in the workplace, can be sort of very fragile, because they may be friends one day, but, you know, the following day they may not be, and you may be flavour of the month next month maybe. So I always find these kind of things are very futile. But one of the things I have found in my time of working is that most people are pretty good. They don't conduct themselves this way. And really, you know, your only recourse is to speak to your manager, providing they're not the one that's actually bullying you. And you really need to think about how you're able to sustain your position there at that job if things are getting difficult to be there. It's awkward, isn't it? And it's awful, and nobody should have bullying in their life, but it does happen, and it's part of the human condition. If we've got an outsider coming into our insider club, it may well be that that people per se don't like different people, especially when there's different practices going on and there's different things happening. It can really present in a horrible way. So how do you get past that? How do you do it? Well, you've got the option of leaving the job, of course. If you're bullied and you don't want to stay there, then you have to look for another job maybe, especially if your bosses don't want to acknowledge the fact that you're being bullied, because that wouldn't be right anyway, would it? It's just such a negative human trait, isn't it? And I appreciate, you know, it would be lovely to have some peace in the world and not have to have this in your life. And of course it can cause so much stress in your life. You could really give up, you know, on life itself if you experience too much of it. We all have stress and anxiety in our lives, you know. It can be minimal or it can be maximal, but we all have it. And to go to work and have it, that's just not right. And we all go to work for one reason. We want to pay the man, to pay the mortgage, to pay the rent, to pay the bills. We do it for one reason and one reason only. And that sustains a lifestyle for us. Now we've got to be happy in sustaining that lifestyle. Because if we don't have that, then that's a large segment of our lives that makes us unhappy. And I really feel for people who are experiencing that. I really do. It's just so unfair, manifestly. So I would reach out to somebody, you know who you are if you are bullying somebody. So I'm going to reach out and say, if you are doing that, please stop. Please stop. And do something different, you know. There's an old phrase that I really do adhere to and live by. It's run to the rescue with love and peace will follow. If you try and approach a problem with that mindset, it's amazing what you can accomplish. Not everybody's receptive to it and not everybody is open to it, but bullying, there's no excuse for it. And it's so damaging. It's damaging to the person who's doing it and also more damaging to the person who's receiving it, because the fallout from all that is just horrible. So please, you know, bullying at work, anywhere, but at work, because this person's obviously reached out to me and said that they're experiencing bullying at work. But yeah, if you can stop it, that would be great. And yeah, maybe let somebody have some peace in their lives. Maybe let them have have a time where they can come to work and feel happy about coming to work. Because that's all any of us want, don't we? We want to be happy. And we want to be happy in every single segment of our lives. And work occupies so much of that. And if you are experiencing bullying, just reach out to somebody if you can. Try and let somebody know. Definitely speak to your bosses about it and see if they're receptive to challenging that kind of behaviour and doing something. Most bosses, if they're decent, will do that. Most of them will. They really will. And before you know it, you know, it'll get sorted and you'll be back on an even keel. It will be okay. It will work out. And, you know, you'll get past this phase. So, but you know, you can reach out to family, friends, colleagues, other colleagues. Yeah, it's such a damaging human behaviour, isn't it? But I send my best wishes to anybody experiencing bullying. It's got to stop. And yeah, hopefully, that kind of behaviour isn't tolerated at, I would say, 99% of most occupations, and most bosses would want to stamp on that kind of behaviour straight away. So good luck, all the best, and I'm sure, if you challenge it in the right way, it can get sorted. And my heartfelt sort of empathy and sympathy to you if you're experiencing that kind of behaviour. Anyway, every day I do a video, every day I post one, and if you're not subscribed, subscribe will be absolutely amazing. And all that's left to say is thanks so much, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye now.